If you're tired of losing trophies and keep staying in the same league, this base is your ticket to consistent defensive wins. Use this Town Hall 17 push base to climb from Electro 33 straight into Legend League. Taking a look at this base, we've got that isolated Town Hall into the core, no defenses too close to it. Keep that pathing away from the Town Hall. We got the heavily trapped top right side of the base for those pesky Royal Champion charges. We've also got this corner trapped over here with the tornado, more giant bombs. We got the isolated monolith. We got the red air bombs to try to trap for those healers. With that, let's take a look at some replays and see how this base holds up. So here we go with the first replay of the video. The RC moving in right towards that trap on the right corner. She's going to hit that tornado straight away, get spun into the giant bombs, take some damage from that. Next invis comes down. She'll try to push in towards this ricochet cannon. She will be able to get that down. Move in for the fire spitter. He did pop the haste ability. She's going to go quickly in. There we go. Fire spitter goes down. She's going to move into the expo and then continue into the base. Next invis is down. The RC's taking a lot of damage. The Town Hall and the Crusher Mortar almost forced her, or didn't force her to ability, but almost took her down. But she was able to just barely stay alive here. But there we go with the Queen. Got a troop launcher coming in. Root Riders from the right side of the base. And don't forget, as always, the base links, or I guess in this case, the base link will be down in the description below. If you guys want to give this base a try for yourself, if you do, leave us a comment and let us know how it holds up for you. Got the Queen moving across that left side. The Root Riders still pushing their way in towards the core here. The pathing, not looking too bad so far, but that monolith is about to be a massive headache. Again, the pathing is set up to push them away from the Town Hall and away from the monolith. Right now, they've got nowhere to go but to the Town Hall. But that monolith is going to stay standing. We've got the Fire Mites coming out of that defensive clan castle, doing a bit of damage there. Barbarian King pushing his way through. He's got the overgrowth on the top side of the base, so we do actually force some troops to the monolith. However, it did get a lot of damage in before the troops finally get in there to take it down. Now we got a bunch of troops splitting up to the right side of the base as well. And remember, we got a bunch of traps up there, so the Root Riders are not going to have a good time. They're already not having a good time between the Gear Tower and the Crusher Mortar. They're disappearing very quickly. The troops are pretty much all gone at this point. It's going to be a defense. Let's move on to replay number 2. And here we go. We've got the next attack. This one's going to be a Royal Champion charge into Dragons. The RC making her way up from the bottom side of the base. She took a ton of damage there. Almost got forced to ability. The next invis is going to have to come in on time to make sure she doesn't take any more damage. There we go. The invis comes in. She's going to be able to finish off the scatter shot with the boots. Moves over to the left. She will go for the monolith here. So the RC charge is looking good. He did lose the Fox, so he's got to go with back-to-back invis. He's got a lot of invis, and he's got to make sure that the RC is going to stay alive. He's going to get the Town Hall, too. The pathing for this RC charge is actually kind of insane. So she moves in, gets that down, and there we go. The Town Hall secured. She did pop the haste, of course, moving through. She does not grab the multi. She goes back to the CC, and that's where he makes his first big mistake, and the RC does go down with 4 more invis still left in the bag, but that was still a really good RC charge. But let's see how it goes from here. He's going to use the Stone Slammer with the Dragons from the right side of the base. The Queen coming in from the left. The Stone Slammer is probably the worst siege machine in the game, in my opinion anyway. Hopefully they give it some buffs, but there we go. The Stone Slammer already opens up. That's my biggest pet peeve with it. It doesn't seem to get very far into the base ever. But there we go. We got the Dragons pushing in. We got the Sweeper. That's going to be a big pain. The Sweeper with that Fire Spitter combo is going to be nasty for these Dragons. Drops in a Quake, pops Warden's ability. Queen's still alive on the left, but she is taking quite a bit of damage. The Giant trying to help tank some of that damage and get her in there. There we go. She gets out of range, so she's no longer taking the splash damage. Poison in the core, slowing things down. Prince pops his ability. It's actually a really nice Prince ability as well. Let's see how this does on the back end of the base. So far, it's looking good. The Queen dies. The invis was a little too late. Tried to keep her alive, just not quite able to. Still got a handful of Dragons moving across the top side. The Prince taking a bunch of damage now. Drops an invis, but the Giga Bomb's going to, not quite take him out. That was close, but he's still kicking for now. One more hit, and that Prince is going to go down. The Archer Tower finishes him off. Now he's got to get through the multi, the defending Queen, multi-Archer Tower, and scatter on the back end of the base. It's going to be just a little too much. The Dragons aren't going to be able to handle it. It's going to be a defense. Let's move on to replay number 3. Getting into replay number 3, it is going to be another RC charge into Dragons, starting off with the Rocket Spear, Giant Arrow from the left, and then just sending the Dragons from the left side of the base. It's actually not going to be really an RC charge. It's going to be a 4-clone Yeti bomb. Okay. We don't see this a whole lot anymore, but it looks like there are some people still using it. It looks like you had a fireball in the Warden too, which is a little bit odd, but let's see how the clones do in the core of the base. It's going to line them up, sends them in. Super Yetis coming in. He actually clones up the Super Yeti Mites, which not the most ideal way to do it, but it does get a good bit of value. We're going to pop the Prince ability on the right side of the base, going to slow a bunch of stuff down. Looks like he's also using that new equipment for the Prince. We can see the meteors coming down, striking these defenses. However, the biggest problem is most of the army's gone. We got a bunch of dragons to the top side of the base with the Archer Queen moving around that outside. Also, if you guys want even more defensive bases for Legend League, we have a pass going on each month. And if you want to pick that up, it's only $15. You'll get bases all month long for a total of 4 of them. You can check that out on our Patreon or in our Discord down below. But let's see how this attack wraps up as we try to finish through the top side of the base. There's not a whole lot of defenses left. They can target air, but that gear tower is absolutely standing its ground, shredding the dragons. The dragons are gone. That's a defense. Let's move on to replay number 4. And here we go with the 4th attack of the video. It's just going to be some mass Super Yeti spam with some clones on the outside of the base. Let's see how the base holds up. He does have that Olympic torch equipment with the Warden, so that's going to help get these Yetis through the walls. They're just kind of smashing right on through this base. We do have the Crusher Mortar on the top side, throwing out the dice up there. Everything's still just pushing right through the middle of the base. The Royal Champion heading down in. She's going to go down relatively quickly, pops her ability, but she's just going to take a bunch of damage down there by herself. She's going to be able to get through the defending RC, but down she goes, pops the Prince ability. He's got Pants and the Meteor Staff. So that's coming down, hitting some of these defenses. These Yetis are already gone. That Yeti off to the top left just got stuck in that compartment, finally able to get out. What a weird spot to get stuck, but there we go. We're going to speed this one up. The army has very quickly vanished, and that is going to be one more defense. Be sure to check out the WBB socials on screen. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.